All right, it's 6 o'clock, so I'm going to go ahead and call this meeting to order. This is the Planning and Zoning Commission regular meeting, Wednesday, July 24, 2024. Roll call, please.
Zamora.
Here.
Harmon.
Here.
Boutros.
Here.
Larson.
Here.
Whitbeck.
Here.
All right, we have full attendance. Is there any conflict of interest declarations from any of the commissioners?
No.
Seeing none, we'll move on. No special presentation, so it moves us to item 5 on our agenda, which is consent calendar. I would entertain a motion to accept the consent calendar.
So moved.
That was Commissioner Larson and seconded by Commissioner Harmon. Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. All right, so that'll move us to our opening procedure. So let's see. Wrong page. This is the regularly scheduled meeting for the Caldwell Planning and Zoning Commission. We serve in a decision-making capacity and an advisory capacity to the mayor and city council. There are two types of public hearings that this commission conducts. The first is a legislative hearing whereby we formulate recommendations on certain land use requests. Our recommendations are then forwarded on to the city council, who makes the decisions on legislative matters. The second type of public hearing is quasi-judicial hearing, which involves the consideration of a land use request such as an annexation, rezone classification, or approval of a subdivision preliminary plat. The public hearing procedures as required by the Idaho Code are as follows. First, oral and written testimony will be accepted from those who have signed up to speak prior to the hearing being declared open. When providing testimony, please come to the podium and state your name and address, which will be included in the record. Staff will first present a report regarding the application being considered, followed by public testimony, which begins with the applicant or the applicant's representative, who will present a summary of the request for no more than 10 minutes. Testimony of those in support will be taken, followed by those in neutral position, and finally those in opposition to the request for each no more than 5 minutes. The applicant will then be offered an opportunity to provide a rebuttal testimony. After the rebuttal testimony is given, the public testimony portion of the public hearing will be closed, and no new oral or written testimony will be allowed. So with that, item 7 on our agenda, there's no old business, so we'll move to item 8. So I'll go ahead and call this open this public hearing. This is a public hearing quasi-judicial, case number SUP 24-12. With that, I will ask for staff report, please.
All right, thank you, commissioners. Before we get this started, staff would like to provide a late exhibit, which you should all have in front of you. This is an updated engineering memo. The difference is the vehicle count for traffic mitigation. There was a typo in the original where it originally stated 245 vehicle trips. That has been corrected to 22 vehicle trips. There was just a minor typo that has been corrected. This can be found on page 46 of your agenda packet, and it's page 4 of 6 on the engineering memo. And with that, I will begin my presentation. Before you today is the U-Haul Indoor Mini Storage Special Use Permit. For subject site location, the 5.78 acre parcel is located approximately 440 feet east of the Franklin and Commercial Way intersection. For conditions surrounding the subject site, there is a commercial/residential development to the north, the commercial being additional storage, outdoor storage units. Residential/commercial to the east. The immediately adjacent one is a gas station. And then to the south is a mix of different commercials, and to the west is a residential multifamily development currently being built. The applicant request, this is a special use permit request to construct a 3-story indoor mini storage facility in the C3 service commercial zone. For background history, the subject site had previously approved special use permit SUP 23-2, which has expired as of 4-26-24. The previously approved special use permit was for a 3-story indoor mini storage facility along with another 1-story storage building. The original 3-story indoor mini storage facility was slightly smaller than this one. They have just combined the two into one larger storage facility. Staff believed this to be a significant enough change to require a new special use permit, which is why we are here today. And the site was historically used as a truck stop parking for the gas station to the east before the original SUP 23-2 application was approved. For zoning and land use analysis, I'll correct my previous statement. This is actually the C4 freeway commercial zone, not the C3 service commercial. There is C4 and C3 to the north, along with some low-density residential, C4 to the east, C3 to the south and west, along with some industrial to the southwest. For comprehensive plan analysis, this is comp plan designated as commercial service along with the parcels to the east, south, and west, and there is commercial service / medium density to the north. For development project analysis, as said before, this is a 3-story indoor milli storage facility. Here is the proposed elevation. This is as you would see it from I-84 going east. For agency notifications, we did receive a letter from Black Canyon Irrigation District with added conditions, which I will speak on the next slide. Nampa Building Department provided a letter with stating no comments, and we did not receive any public notifications. For site-specific conditions or concerns, Black Canyon Irrigation asked for a letter of concurrence be obtained from Black Canyon before the final building permit is approved, stating that all requirements have been resolved prior to approval of construction drawings, and that a non-combustible fence will be installed along the Black Canyon Irrigation District easement boundary, 50 feet from center of the canal. That's on the western boundary of this site. And staff recommends that the Planning and Zoning Commission approves the request, that such request is subject to the conditions as found in the FCOs. And I stand for questions.
Thank you. We'll go ahead and ask the applicant to come up, and then we'll ask all of our questions at once for both staff and the applicant. So come on up and say your name and address into the record, please.
Brett Galosh with Hillside Architecture. We're at 345 Bob White Court, Suite 102, Boise, Idaho 83706.
Perfect. Thank you.
We align with the staff report and are willing to do all the conditions of approval. So unless you guys have questions, we're good to go.
Awesome. Commissioners, any questions for staff or the applicant? Commissioner Larson?
Yeah, just a quick question. Why exactly did it lapse?
Twofold. What happened is that if you go back to that site, what ended up happening is there's quite a bit of grade fall on that site that wasn't initially captured in the original SUP. And once we got into site work and moving dirt and how much dirt had to be moved, it started getting to that kind of to question the pro forma metrics of it. So we had to kind of start looking at reevaluating the site. Upon reevaluation, we just started realizing how tight the original floor plan was in terms of some of the requirements between the requirements of the notice canal and the easement of staying out of that area and then providing a fire lane access around the entire building. It just didn't work based on the original footprint. So then we started looking at rotating it, started getting in conflict with the other buildings, and then we started extending it. So it kind of created this couple different shapes and sends. And then by the time we got the newest, kind of latest updated plan, we confirmed with Alex, and they're like, this is a big enough change. It needs to go back through the process for protocol. So
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Chair.
Other questions? Commissioner Boutros?
No.
Okay. All right, thank you. So with that, I would, you're welcome to have a seat unless anybody you have anything else to say. Otherwise, I would entertain a motion to close public testimony. No, because nobody else has signed up, correct.
I make motion, public.
Commissioner Harmon and a second for Commissioner Whitbeck. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, so now it's time for us to dialogue and make a decision. Commissioners?
It looks straightforward.
Yeah, agreed.
It's good.
All right.
No comments, yeah.
Okay, I would entertain a motion at this point. We have our little guidance here that would help us.
I'll make a motion.
Okay, go ahead.
Based upon the testimony and evidence and record in this matter and upon the finding and facts and conclusion of law set forth herein, do hereby determine and move as follows: the request for SUP 24-12 for a special use permit for a 3-story indoor storage facility is approved, subject to the conditions of approval as presented and amended.
Thank you. That was a motion from Commissioner Harmon. Is there a second?
Second.
Second from Commissioner Larson. Roll call, please.
Harmon,
Yes.
Larson,
Yes.
Boutros,
Yes.
Whitbeck.
Yes.
Zamora.
Yes. All right, motion carries. So we'll move on with the agenda, which is an action item which has been pulled from the agenda, so it'll be re-noticed in the future, which leads us to adjournment. I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Commissioner Larson, second for Commissioner Whitbeck. All those in favor?
Aye.
All right, we're adjourned.